Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I am your host, Peter Surs. And before we start, we kind of started already, but if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please just press pause right now. Go back, leave a review, rate it. If you want, you could share it. Subscribe if you want to hear me again or get notifications when a new episode drops. Do that for me. And that's all. And cool, we're going to do this. My guest today, we were just talking. How long has it been since we've actually seen each other? Close to 10 years.
I would say 8.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Somewhere, long time.
She is. I mean, you guys are gonna hear about this, but she is a wardrobe. Wait, say it again. I'm gonna.
Wardrobe stylist.
Wardrobe stylist.
Yes.
Athlete, triathlete, endurance athlete.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
And I can't wait for her to tell you guys all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rae Allen.
Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
I've just learned that this is Ray's first podcast.
It's my first podcast.
I can't believe no one's interviewed you.
You're like popping my podcast cherry.
As we just finished talking about Bikram and his allegations.
Oh my gosh, it's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just let's give him a little history. So, God, this was 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I needed money, as we all do as artists, and I got a job at Nike Town, or was it called
Yes.
Nike Town?
Yes, Nike Town, LA, in Beverly Hills.
Nike Town LA in Beverly Hills, which is no longer there, which
Oh,
is
so
bullshit.
Sad.
I
Yeah,
know.
it's so sad. I cried a little bit.
I don't
love
like the fact
place.
that it's only at the Grove now.
Yeah.
Well, now they have the Melrose one too, but whatever. Nike is not a sponsor of this podcast, but if you'd like to be, that's fine. And we were, and you were like you had like a special. You were like you dressed the statues and the mannequins and
Yes, visual merchandising manager.
shit. Visual merchandise. So
Yes.
you raised a big fashion person.
Yes, I went to school for fashion design at FITM.
You went to FITM.
Yeah, but when I was
Fashion
at,
Institute of Design and Merchandise.
that's it.
Boom.
Ding, ding, ding.
Here in LA.
Here in LA. So when I graduated, I also needed money,
Uh-huh.
and I was just started to train for the LA Marathon because it sounded like a good idea and a good challenge. And Nike was hiring, so I was like, I want to work here.
Had you ever run a marathon before?
Absolutely not. Like maybe 2 miles.
And you woke up and you were like, I want to run a marathon.
I kid you not. I got lost in the Hollywood world, and one day I woke up and it was like Sunday morning. And I saw all these runners running by my apartment, and I was like, oh, what are they doing? They're like, oh, the LA Marathon. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to do that next year. So I did it next year.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that, yeah.
And did you train like formally?
I did. I joined a group called LA Roadrunners.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I know of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, it was great. I ran my first. It took me a very long time, but it's cool.
How long's a long time?
It was like 6 hours.
Oh, that's a long
It
time.
was a long time. It was a
And-
long time. I'm not proud of that, but at the same time,
No, your first one though? Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
I did like a run walk group because I was like
Okay.
too scared to like put myself out there. You know,
Yeah.
like I was too scared to like be like, oh, I'm a runner and I'm gonna do this in so much time. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it. And the girl that I've been training with the entire time, when we got there race morning at Dodger Stadium, she's like, oh, I'm gonna drop back like 2 pace groups. I was like, what the fuck?
What?
We've been training this for like for how long? And so she dropped back, and I've been training with her for so long. So I was like, okay, I'll drop back too. And then I just took
So
off.
what was your goal pace initially? Your first-
It was just to finish and have fun. I was taking
Okay.
selfies on the course. I like drank beer at like mile 17.
Are you serious?
I'm like, this is
So you-
awesome.
So you ran, was 2011, because I'm a bit of a historian.
Yeah.
Is 2011 the first year that they did the starting at Dodger Stadium and then going out to Santa Monica? Because before you
Oh.
used to run through like the hood. Like when
I
I
think so.
first ran the marathon, was like '04. Yeah, like we were like in South Central almost.
damn. Yeah,
Like,
no.
maybe not that far, but like we were in like we passed the Magic Johnson Theater. So you know you're not in a nice neighborhood when you pass fucking Magic Johnson Theater.
Okay, so I think it was the first year because it was like Stadium to the Sea. was,
Yeah,
like their
and that was
tagline.
like a big
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Frank McCourt, who was the old owner of the Dodgers, he bought the marathon at some point, and I just don't remember what actual year it was, but it might have been But that's the
Yeah.
course now, right?
Yeah.
You start
Yeah.
at Dodger Stadium.
And then you in Santa Monica.
It's the best.
You like go through all of LA. It's amazing.
Yeah, you go through downtown
yeah.
and you go down Sunset, right?
Yeah, and you go like downtown, come up Sunset, and you
And it
just
takes
kind
you
of
through
cruise
like Beverly
through.
Hills.
Yeah, Hollywood, West Hollywood, Beverly Hills,
Uh-huh.
down Rodeo.
So where was
It's
this
cool.
beer that you had at mile
Oh
17?
man, it was like close. Yeah, it was so good. It was after Nike Town LA because you would run right in front of Nike Town LA.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you
Yeah.
went down Wilshire at some point. So they probably
Yeah.
took you through near Rodeo or something.
Yeah, you go down Rodeo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started training for that and working at Nike. That's
Okay.
where I met you.
That's where we met. And then I infamously, or not infamously, I quit. I actually loved working there. I needed money, and then I kind of didn't need it anymore. But I still wanted the discount because when you work at Nike, you get 40% off,
It's so good.
which
I
is
miss
crazy.
that.
So like, I mean, like, I don't. I know we got paid more than at least I did. It was more than minimum wage. It was like, I don't know, like $12 or $13 an hour. I honestly don't remember. But it was like, okay, so I'm working like 2 or 3 days a week, maybe 4 if I picked up a shift, and like almost all the money that I was making, I was spending
yeah.
on Nike shit.
Oh, of course.
And then when I stopped working there, I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to pay full price for Nike.
It's so hard.
I know.
It's
so
so hard.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, I was getting 40%. And then what was great was like when you work there, little inside scoop, you would get like pre-launch access kind of like if there's like a Jordan coming out
Yeah.
or something. And so if you really wanted like a shoe, like depending on the shoe, you would put your name, like some of them
And
you
like
had,
the raffle, right?
yeah, there was like a raffle
Yeah.
for some of them, but a lot of times you'd still probably get it because maybe like someone would win, but maybe they didn't have the money because you had to get it like that day.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that was fun, and I would like, oh god, but like, yeah. So, but I still wear Nike because I love Nike. Nike's the best.
Obsessed.
Yeah, I have too
Checks
many.
over
I
stripes.
have too many. No, actually, I can't. You can't have too many Nike things.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm addicted. I have the tattoo on my foot.
Of Nike?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
That's serious.
What does it say?
Nike actually paid for it.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
They paid for you to get a tattoo?
Expense. Yeah.
Wait, are you serious? Wait, what does your
I
tattoo
swear.
say?
It's just Nike. It's a swoosh
Like the
on my foot.
swoosh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you? I have you read Shoe Dog?
I've read most of it. I actually started reading it after I quit. When I quit Nike, it was like the hardest thing in my entire life, but I knew I needed to.
Yeah.
And so I would like go into a Nike store and I would just start crying. Like I would just start bawling. And so I started reading Shoe Dog and I would just cry. So now that I'm like back in the Nike world, like as a freelance stylist for them, like I'm in a different place.
Right.
So it's cool to be like full circle. So I really need to like read the book and not cry the whole time.
It was cool because like I said, I love Nike.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why it was so easy for me to like, even though it's just like, it's a retail job, but
Yeah.
like, I'm like, it's Nike. Like,
It was like more than a retail job though.
for sure, I agree.
Yeah.
And honestly, the real reason that I quit, other than the fact that like I didn't just need that money anymore, was because we were talking about it earlier, but like I play baseball, and like one of the things when you work there was you had to work Saturday or Sunday. You had to, and I needed to not work on Sundays anymore because my baseball season was starting up again, and no one would like switch with me. Like, and it was happening all the time, and I was just like, I just stopped showing up.
Yeah.
I didn't even put in my notice. I
That's
just
cool.
stopped
Things
showing up.
happen.
I
And
know.
look where you are now.
I mean, I'm in Koreatown. What up?
Well, I haven't really explored Koreatown too much.
Where do you live?
I live right by the LACMA. I've never been.
Oh, okay. Are you
but-
serious?
Yeah, I should probably go
Have you
there
taken a
soon.
picture in front of the lights at least?
Maybe like a selfie. It's always so crowded.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
it's like
I
basic
can't.
bitch city.
Yes. I'm like,
But I mean,
can't.
it's a cool landmark.
Yeah, it's very
Because I
cool.
remember that not being there.
Yeah.
Because I'm from here.
That's right. You're from here.
Yeah. 'Cause you're from Ohio,
I'm
right?
from Ohio,
What part of Ohio?
like the Dayton area.
Okay.
I'm actually from a very, 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 very small town. It's called Enon. If you spell it backwards, it spells none. Not even kidding. There's like nothing to do there.
Oh, none as I thought. I was
Yeah,
thinking none as in like
N-O
church.
N-E. Yeah.
Got it. Enon.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Enon, Paul?
I doubt it. Not a lot of people have.
But it's by-
Respect for my hometown, but
It's
not a
by
lot of people have.
Dayton.
Yeah. Like
How
20
far
minutes.
is Dayton from Cincinnati?
Maybe like an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Cincinnati in June.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I've never been.
Give you some recommendations.
Like what? Give them to me right now.
Oh, I have to do some
Okay.
research.
Okay. Okay. So what I really wanted. So you ran your first marathon,
Yeah, so I ran my first marathon.
and after that, you were like, I'm going to do this more.
I said, oh my God, this was amazing.
Which no one ever says after running a marathon.
It was like I know it sounds so corny, but it completely changed my life. Like at that point, I knew like I can do whatever the fuck I wanted, like literally. And I just ran 26
Can
miles.
I just pause really quick? You know, since we used to work together at Nike, and you were like you weren't necessarily a superior, but like you had like an important job. You know, I appreciate the fact that you are cussing on my podcast.
I almost asked, can I cuss in
No,
your
for
house?
sure,
'Cause
for sure.
My mom's always like, stop saying that. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Mom.
No,
That's
because
who
I
am.
cuss a lot, but like depending on who I have on, like I kind of dial it back a little bit. So I appreciate the fact that, you
Okay.
know, yeah, good for you.
Sorry, Mom.
No, it's fine. Oh yeah, sorry, Ray's mom.
Yeah, so I knew I didn't challenge myself enough because I had like gone back to pace groups. I didn't really like run a pace that I felt was like challenging. So I wanted to like do it again. And since I was working for Nike at the time, they actually were like, hey, do you want to go to San Francisco and work Nike Women's Marathon? I'm like,
that's right.
oh, cool. So they flew me up there. I worked all damn day on Saturday, and they're like, oh, do you want to run the marathon tomorrow? I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll run the marathon. So I literally ran the marathon in October, like
Wait, you hadn't trained,
I hadn't trained for
and
it.
they're like, you want to run 26.2 miles
And it was
tomorrow?
like 10 o'clock at night. I was
And
like,
you said
oh, yeah,
yes?
sure, of course. Yeah, of course. You don't, yeah, duh. Like, of course. You're like, yeah, I'll do it. So I ran again, and it was like 4 hours. So I was like, oh, cool.
Wait,
like,
shut
I
up.
Yeah. So I was like,
And you didn't train. You
No.
still ran though a little bit.
Like, I was still running. Yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh. So then I ran again, and I seriously, it just became an addiction. Like 26.2 miles is like my favorite number in the entire world. It just became like an addiction. I just loved it, and I just wanted to run and do more. And then I realized that that wasn't challenging enough, so that's when I got into Ironman triathlons.
Shut the fuck. Okay. I know what an Ironman triathlon is.
Yeah.
But I bet that most people listening don't know. So I would like for you to tell them, since
Okay, so Ironman triathlon is where you swim 2.4 miles.
which is hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's a long way. And then you immediately jump on your bike for 112 miles.
So you bike to San Diego.
Yeah, pretty
Basically.
much, yeah. And then when you're done, you run a marathon at the end. So you run 26.2.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Ironman triathlon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is so absurd and insane and crazy, but I'm addicted to it. Like, it's so fun.
I'm just doing ballpark here in my mind. That has to take 5 to 6 hours easily.
Oh my gosh, honestly, the race starts at like 5 something. You have until midnight to finish. Like, people like literally, it takes like 17 hours for people to like do these.
Yeah, I mean,
races.
yeah, I bet. Because some people do it just leisurely or whatever.
Oh, of course. And things happen. I mean, that's a long way. Like,
That's
just think of even
crazy.
running a marathon. Like,
For sure.
what could go wrong? Like, you could get a blister, you could get a cramp. But when you like swim, when you bike, like when you get on your bike, like your tire could go flat. So many things could go wrong.
You could fall.
You could fall. You
eat
could get a
shit.
crack. Like, you could wreck. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things that could happen. So, just to like get to the finish is a huge thing.
I bet.
Like, a huge accomplishment. But I mean, there are people that like literally like train for like they can't run at all. So like they'll swim really fast, they'll bike really fast, and then they walk the whole marathon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
insane.
crazy.
And then like some people are like crawling like 11:59 just to be at the finish line to like watch these. I mean, they're like crawling across the like puking, like just like their bodies like convulsing.
I'm
like,
sure.
It's like a lot.
Have you ever, are you familiar with David Goggins?
Why does that sound so familiar?
He is,
I know this name.
he's an ultra marathoner.
Okay.
So he runs like those 100-milers.
Yes.
I mean, his story is he was a Navy SEAL. You know,
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
he's one of like, I think like 20 African American dudes to finish Navy
Yes.
SEAL, because he talks about it in his book, but basically black people do have more difficulty being buoyant underwater. He talks
Okay.
about it in his book, so I'm not being an asshole. It's in his book.
No, this is interesting.
And so that's part of the reason they attribute that. So anyway, but he goes to Navy SEAL, whatever, does it. He actually got hurt a few times, like 2 times, I think. And I think you're only allowed 3 go-rounds, so he had to finish it. And he finished the Navy SEAL training, whatever, did the Navy. And then after completing it, let himself kind of go. And then decided that he wanted to get back in shape. And so on a whim, decided to do a 100-mile race. But he had to qualify for it, and he had never run more than whatever since he had gone out of the Navy. Anyway, long story short, now he just fucking does it. He's a beast.
I love
And
this.
he has his book. Damn, I thought about bringing. I figured you had read it. I thought about bringing it,
I'm gonna
and
put
I
it on
didn't.
my list. I'm gonna
Yeah,
order it tonight.
I'm telling you, like, I'm not like I'm pretty
Oh
self
my
motivated.
God. Yes.
Um,
Same.
and so I don't. You know how people are like, I read this book and it changed my life. It didn't change my life, but it made me feel lazy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude, I'm not
Oh my
lazy.
God. Right.
But
No,
reading it, I'm like, this
I'm
fucking
lazy.
guy.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is that he doesn't sugarcoat anything. So like if you follow him on social media, it's like, "What's up, you little bitch? Wake your ass
Oh
up.
my
Get your ass to
God.
the fuck." Like it's awesome because I wish I could talk to people like that. And I try to be like a little bit more like not sugarcoating, but just like
Yeah.
nurturing when I'm trying to
I
motivate
know.
people. But he just fucking is like, "Quit making fucking excuses. Quit being
Yeah.
a bitch." Like I do it in his
I
voice, and it's
love
like the
it.
best.
I used to
Huh.
be nurturing. Now I'm just like, get the fuck up.
Yeah, I
Like
love it.
like you can do it or you're not gonna do it. Just do it.
So
Seriously.
how many? Okay, we'll go one by one.
Yeah.
How many Ironmans have you done now?
4.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. 5
4.
or 5.
You can't
Maybe
even
5.
count.
I can't even count now.
How many marathons have you done?
Oh my God. 50.
Dang! 50 marathons, like
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah. Like some I paid for, some were sponsored. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I really wanted. So 4 or 5 Ironman triathlons.
Yes.
50 marathons.
Yes.
And I'm on top of that. You probably, I'm sure, run quite a few half marathons.
Yes, actually, not very many. Like,
Oh, really?
marathon was my
You're
jam.
just like,
I
fuck
did
this half
yeah, I
bullshit.
did like 50 Ks. Like, I was like marathon or bus, like marathon or over.
50
Like,
Ks. That's 100 miles.
50K is 32 miles. Yeah.
Comedian. I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm thinking kilograms is
You're
the
cool.
double.
I mean, that sounds way cooler.
That's why
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
comedian.
Yeah.
Because I can't convert the metric system.
Ah.
50K is 30. So okay.
Yeah, like 32. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was training for my first 50, and I had a coach. She's a Nike athlete. Her name's Sally McRae. She's amazing. And
Sally
this was
McRae?
McRae. Yeah, she's a yellow runner on Instagram. She's amazing. And this was a couple years
Yellow
ago.
Runner?
Mhm.
That's her
You
Instagram
gotta look
handle?
her up. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I was training for this 50 miler in San Francisco, and one day I woke up and I was like, God, I'm not feeling very good.
Sally McRae.
And
you're right.
I went to urgent care, and they're like, yeah, you should probably like get that looked at. Like, you should go to ER. I'm like, well, I'm training for a 50 miler. I need to run first. They're like, okay, one, you're crazy, but you should probably go to the ER. I'm like, I'm gonna run first. So I legit ran 13 miles. The next day I went to the ER, and I had emergency surgery for like a large cyst in my stomach.
A what?
A large cyst,
A
like
large
in my
cyst.
stomach. Yeah. So
Shit.
that like propelled like the whole like fitness thing for me. Like, it just literally like life like completely flipped upside down.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get to do my 50 miler. So it's still on my
Oh,
list.
damn it.
I know. It's still
I
on
didn't
my
mean
list.
to touch a sour. or
No,
like
it's not at all. I'm very open talking about it.
So, okay. So is that why you went vegan?
No, I
Were
went
you-
vegan before.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've been vegan for like almost 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was before that. But this was 3 years
How'd you
ago.
like that vegan protein bite I
Actually,
gave you?
It's so good.
I'm
wanna
hoping
finish
that-
the rest of
I'm
it.
hoping
I
that
don't
they
wanna jump
sponsor-
on air.
I'm hoping that they sponsor me at some point. I'm gonna manifest it. I'm gonna need sponsors for my tour.
You
but
should.
Trying to
Yeah,
partner with
put that in there.
bands that I like. I mean, I love these little protein wafers by Optimum Nutrition, and I gave you the
There's a
protein.
plant-
They're called
plant-based.
Nature Bites or
Mhm.
Protein Nature Bites. They're so good. Optimum Nutrition makes them, but whatever.
So
That's a
good.
free plug. You're welcome, guys.
You're welcome.
But okay, so I want to talk about your running like
Yeah.
consecutive days thing.
Yes, I should know where I'm at, but I'm not right now. I don't. I know I just hit 1,800 days in a row. That's insane.
Okay, so let's talk about this because I remember. I mean, yeah, because I haven't seen you in probably 8 years.
Crazy.
But you know what? I've talked about it with people that I've had on the show. That like with social media now, you feel like you've
Like,
seen.
you know them.
Yeah, I mean, we work
Yeah.
together and whatnot, but like you don't realize how much time passes by because you see what everybody's doing. So you're like, oh yeah, I see, like, she's running a race this weekend or whatever, and like then you're like, oh shit, I actually haven't seen this person
Yeah.
in 8 years. But I remember when you started this, it was like day 1, and it was like day 300, and like I said you said the last time I checked, I think you were like at 1,800.
Yeah.
So
1,800.
you decided to run every day,
Mm-hmm.
forever.
Yeah, I'm like, until I can't. Yeah, I've had some like obstacles in
Yeah.
my way, but I'm like, if I can like make it through that, then. But yeah, so my goal was just to run for a year. Like I had a friend that was doing it, and I'm like, that sounds really cool. Like run every single day for a year. So it just kind of started like, okay, you run 1 mile, 1 to 3 miles was kind of like my range
Hmm.
because I knew, I mean, 365 days, like that's a lot. Like
Fuck yeah, it's a lot.
plus there's also recovery. Like I was training for Ironman at the time. Like there are things that like go into play. So it was like, if I know it doesn't, when I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, it's 1 fucking mile. But at the same time, it's 1 fucking mile that most people wouldn't even do.
For sure.
So like I get in my head about it. I'm so critical of myself.
I
And I'm
love it.
like, oh my God, like this is not cool. And I'm like, it actually is cool. 1,800 days. But it's been more than 1 mile. Like my average is like 3.5 miles.
Every day.
Yeah.
For the last, what, 6 years?
Like
Or-
5? Yeah, isn't that like, yeah,
crazy.
I know. It's crazy.
But it's awesome. It's
It's
so, like, and that's why I was like, fuck, I gotta have her on here. And you had just, you know what's weird is like, you know how algorithms work, where it's like you're friends with somebody, like on Facebook, for example. Fuck you, Facebook, for doing this. But like, you realize like you haven't seen, like you don't think about it, but then like all of a sudden, for some reason, like someone's post, you're like, oh yeah,
I
like
haven't seen them.
what? Yeah, like I haven't seen them, and I'm sure you're posting. Maybe I mean I don't know. Maybe you took a hiatus, but like sometimes it's weird. And like you had posted something like not too long ago, and I was like, dude, yes, I forgot. Like I wanted to have her on. I don't know why that happens. It really bothers me. Facebook, just let me see everybody's posts.
I know.
It's not that
All this
hard.
weird stuff going on.
But I saw that you had hit
Yeah.
1,800, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, we have to have her on because
Thank you.
I mean, I was just talking about it on the podcast that I think is in the future because I recorded a couple ahead of time. But like I run, and I don't like running, but I understand the benefits of it.
Right.
So I probably run, I'd say at the least 3 days a week. Sometimes more, but it really depends on how my body feels. But
Mhm.
you are like, no, I'm running every day.
Every
Period.
single day. Yeah. So it's easier for me to run in the morning. I'm literally the psychopath that gets up at like
Yeah.
4:30 and like runs. Goes to the gym.
4:30.
Yeah.
See, I was talking about getting up at 5. You're getting up at 4:30.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah.
I like you.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
awesome.
but then you get it done, and then I don't have to like I don't worry about it anymore. When the first year, I'm like, oh my God, I have to run today, and it was like pure anxiety, like, oh my God, I got to run. I mean, there were times when I was traveling with Nike, I was running like literally running around a hotel for
Uh-huh.
like 3 miles in a hotel. Like I'm like, this is so
Inside?
stupid. Inside, because it was like I couldn't go run outside because it was so cold because you're in Portland or
Right.
like weird shit. I don't know, just the things that I've done like in the last 1,800 days.
Give me some examples. This is great
Um,
because I
oh
talk
my
about
gosh.
the one like I repeat myself a lot on here. But like when I go to a city, for comedy,
Right.
I usually know ahead of time where the gym is because I do my research
Oh
before
yeah,
I get there.
you have to.
Yeah, you do have to.
You have
But
to.
then you don't because people will not do it, but I do it and you do it.
I do it. Yeah.
So it's
I'm
like,
like a freak about it.
yeah,
I'm like, I'm not staying at your hotel. I don't care if it's $50 cheaper and your gym looks like shit. I'm not going.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going.
See, I don't always have that luxury. Sometimes they just put us in a hotel and I have
Yeah.
to do what
You,
you know.
have to make it work.
I can't. I'm
That's
not.
cool.
I don't have like a rider yet, but like I'll find the gym if it's not in the hotel.
Yeah.
I'll find like the local one, and yeah, I always talk about it. But like, I expect to pay like a day fee or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that's
like
cool.
a lot of times they will just let me work out for free because
Yes.
they'll be like, if you post about it, I'm like, oh yeah, sure.
Yes, I know. They're
it's-
like,
it's
if you do a
great.
Post.
Yeah, but like the point being is that if you want to make it a priority, you do,
You do.
and that's what you're doing.
100%. And it's like, I tell people it's like brushing my teeth. I'm not going to forget brushing my teeth today. And it's just like running every single day it's just in my DNA. And if
Oh.
I do it first thing in the morning, cool. Sometimes I'll do 2 days and I'll run later at night if I'm feeling it.
Okay, now this is a whole other thing.
Whatever, that's not
I
happening
love-
right now. I'm like really busy.
I love how you said that nonchalant. Like sometimes I'll run twice a day. Like, are you serious?
Okay, right now I'm really busy, so it's either in the morning or like right before bed.
Okay.
But like most
And
of
like
the
at
time,
night.
yeah.
So how do you go to sleep after you run at night?
You know what? It's really hard because I get so excited, and then I listen
Yeah.
to like gangster rap, so I'm like all like in like the groove.
You listen to gangster rap?
Yeah,
Like who?
like ASAP Ferg, Young Thug.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
like
my
it.
jam. Mm-hmm.
So we're 5 years into this now, plus, right? And I'm sure just because of like running is great for you. And I've talked about it. Like I said, I don't love it, but maybe I do. I don't know. I love the benefits of it for
Right.
sure.
Yes.
I feel like when I make it a point to at least run, like I said, at least 3 times a week, I feel my body, I just feel best. And that's incorporated with everything else I do, lifting, yoga, like everything. Um, but um, I've got to imagine like there's injuries that you've
Oh
sustained
my gosh.
in this
Yes.
that most people would be like, okay, I have
Yes.
this.
So
And
I've actually had 3 surgeries in the like with this whole run streak. And like 2 of them were stomach, like abdominal surgeries. So if you can imagine you physically like can't run after. So I felt like I was a fraud. I was like, okay, cool. Like I can't go run, but I'm literally like in the hospital 45 minutes like after I'm out of a 4-hour surgery and I'm like trying to run in my hospital gown and socks.
dude, you would love David Goggins' book.
I'm like, this is not normal. But my mom was by my side. And like, when I set this run streak, I said, pace doesn't matter. Like, it's literally just doing it every single day. So this is where I say I felt like a fraud. Like, physically, I wasn't running. I was like walking in a hospital, but I was like making a point that I was like doing it because I like physically couldn't run. Where I could have like given up and said, screw this. Like, I just had surgery and like this is crazy. But I was like, I'm gonna keep going. So I just kept walking and walking and
Do you
walking.
just walk around the hospital
Uh-huh.
with like your fucking what's the IV attached?
That wasn't touched, no. But like for actually right before this, like I'd found out that I was sponsored by GoPro, so I had like my GoPro camera,
Oh,
and I'm
cool.
like walking around this like hospital in my hospital gown, my ass cheeks like hanging out, and I'm like trying to run like a normal person. Like I know, I'm insane. So I had a second surgery and same scenario, and I said before I'm very critical of myself, so I'm like it's not technically running, but I said pace doesn't matter, and it's a fact of movement at
Right.
this point for me. Like just to keep like my body moving and to like not stopping. Like I mean, you could like cut off my legs and I'd still try to like crawl.
We
You
had
know,
a guy
like,
with no legs on.
oh my gosh, that's
Blake
amazing.
Leaford, do you know him?
Yeah, yes,
We had him on a few weeks ago.
oh,
He's fucking awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
So actually, I was training for Ironman Louisville and I fell. And
Oh, she said it
tore.
right.
Ooh.
I was just looking at him, but most people say
I know there's like so much controversy. I'm like, oh man.
yeah, Louisville.
So I was training and I fell and actually tore both ligaments in my ankles. So I had to have ankle surgery.
Wait, are you
Yes.
serious?
I'm dead serious. So I was like, there it goes. Like, I'm done. Like, I can't run anymore. Like, this sucks. But that's not the case because there was little things called knee scooters. And so I legit got like a knee scooter and I was like scooting and like running on
I have
this
no
knee
idea.
scooter.
Is that like those things where people break their leg, like
Yeah.
the new crutches?
Yeah, and like you put your like
I fucking
your
hate those
foot up.
things.
I do too. I do too. I was doing like 8 miles on that thing.
Shout out
Like-
to Eminem. Stupid joke. 8 Mile.
I get it.
Sorry.
Yeah, on my knee scooter. So
Yeah.
I was like legit like the psycho girl, like running around. Well, my parents have a vacation home in Palm Springs, so I went there to recover after surgery, and I'm like literally like on this scooter for 8 miles a day, like scooting around and like running. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. Is like I'm 40, so I'm at the age where just things don't work the same anymore, you know.
Right.
And like, there's always like a nagging, like, I have like a thing like, or my lats get kind of like strained, oftentimes. Not often, but like it happens sometimes. Or like I actually had a sciatica thing like a few weeks ago.
Oh no.
The worst, but it's like I will not stop working. Like my girlfriend would be like, dude, just like don't work out for like a few days. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like if I don't do something, I might kill somebody. Like
feel
I
the
will
same way.
punch somebody in the face or worse. Like I have to expend this energy.
Yes,
So you
I
find
agree.
things, you find ways to work around whatever's going on. Like I mean, I'm lucky enough to like, I have, I studied, kinesiology. I have,
Yes.
the knowledge of like how I can work around certain things and how I can, rehab or prehab myself. So like I have that knowledge. I understand that everybody does, but it's like the bottom line is like no matter what, like it's not like you can't slow me down, dude. Like I don't care if whatever my body's telling me. Like I'll take a day off Like that's why like when you tell me that you run every day, I'm like, I take at least one day off. But I'm still walking or like I
No,
still
that's
do like
good. Like
active
active
rest.
recovery. Yeah.
Yes, active recovery, which just means I'm still moving. I'm just not like hitting it fucking super hard. Uh,
Well, see, the thing, okay,
Go
the
ahead.
thing is with most people, they're like, oh, I can't do it. Like they're instantly like, oh, I can't, like
Yeah.
I can't work out every day or I can't train. I mean, rest is so important. You have to rest your body 100%. But there's also that like mental click of like, you can do it.
Uh-huh.
And like this mindset of like just moving your body
I thought you
and
were gonna
like,
say just do it. I was like, damn it, Ray.
no, 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 no. Just
More
like
Nike
move,
flex.
I know. Just moving your body and just being active. It's like, it's seriously so freaking important.
Yes. Like I talk about walking a lot because that's something that like, I mean, heaven forbid, I mean, like I said, Blake was on here, but like
Yeah.
if you have a handicap,
Yes.
obviously that's a thing. But like if you're a well-abled person, you could walk
Right.
down the street, around the
Yes.
block, once, twice, three, like you can.
Right.
Or like you can walk, I was talking about walking to the store or walking to like literally just walking anywhere. That's activity,
Yes.
you know?
Just being active.
Yeah.
And then sometimes at work, like I'll be on set and somebody will be like, "Oh, you have really strong arms. How do I get strong arms?" I'm like, "You go to the gym." And like they get so pissed at me. I'm like, they're like, there's not like a magic pill. I'm like, there's not a fucking magic pill.
No.
Like you go to the gym. And they're like, well, what time? I'm like, I get up at 4:30. I run. I go like I don't need like a gold star for this. I'm like, I'm doing it because it's my lifestyle. I'm like,
Yes.
you can do it too. All
Uh-huh.
you have to do is set your alarm a little earlier, just like, or like go to the gym after work. You find it. You find time.
This okay, so this is the rebuttal that I get from people. I have kids or I'm married or whatever, like, and so my answer is exactly what you just said. Okay, um, what time do your kids have to be at school? 8:30, 8 o'clock, 7:30. Okay. What time does your husband or wife have to be? Okay. So that means if you really want to make it a priority, you need to just wake up a couple hours earlier,
Yes.
go get it done, and then come back. And it's like it's easy for you to say, I'm like, I get it, but like I know people that do that.
Right.
So I mean, look at people like to talk shit about like how Mark Wahlberg. Did you ever see when he posted his daily schedule?
Oh no.
So Mark Wahlberg posted, I don't know why or when, it wasn't that long ago, but like he posted like his like daily schedule and he wakes up like at I want to say 3:30, works out for like 2 hours so that by the time he's done, he could do emails for like an hour or something and then help his kids get ready for school and whatever between the hours of like 7 and 9 or whatever that might be. Take him to school, then do whatever
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg things are that need to be done. Maybe even work out again. Maybe go golf. Like, but his day is so like jam packed. But it's like he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got all these things, and he's still making the time.
Yes. You know what? Actually, I think about this now and I'm like, oh my God. I was working on the TV show American Horror Story. So I was in their costume department.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Wait, there's this last one.
I
love
I
that
did
show.
a little bit this last season, but the season before, like Apocalypse, I was on full season.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So
Shout
we
out to
filmed
Ryan
at
Murphy.
Fox. Yeah. So we were at Fox, and our call time was like 7. Like I'd have to be there at 7. I was on the costume department, and I was training for the New York Marathon at the same time, which like like during the week, like you have to put in miles.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your weekends, like your long run. I mean, I would literally like run at 3 in the morning, and like I'd have to do a long run at 3 in the morning, and
Yeah.
I'd run, and then I'd go to the gym on the Fox lot, and then I'd get to work, and then I'd be done by like 9 o'clock at
And
night.
what's the gym like at the Fox lot?
It was okay. It was
Okay.
fine. Like it was good. It was nice. It was small, and they had everything you needed, and
Okay.
you just get in and like meet some cool people and leave.
Uh-huh.
It was cool.
Just curious.
Yeah,
I've never
it
seen
was
it.
nice. But I like everyone's like, how are you doing this? Like, how are you like functioning throughout the day? I'm like, if I don't do this, then I'm not going to do my job properly.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be able to like be like at Fox for like 12, 13, 14 hours.
You
or
get the
whatever it
energy,
is.
right?
I get the
To
energy
do
from it.
whatever it is that you're doing
Yeah.
because you got it out of the way. I'm the same way.
Yes.
Right? I think we just became like best friends.
I know. We like BFFs
Uh,
now.
Like because I talked about it on this podcast. I talk about it in everyday life, but it's like if I have it, depending on what my day is, like today, I woke up at 5 on purpose to work out because I had other shit to do, and I knew that if I didn't do it then, that I wasn't going to get it done.
Yes.
I just fucking did it, man. Like, I mean, it ain't 3 o'clock, but like, if I had to be somewhere at 6, let's say, or 7,
Right.
let's say on set. Let's say I was on season 10 of American Horror Story, and I had to be
This
on
is
set
happening.
at 7. I would also wake up because I mean, when you're on set, I don't know what it is for like a wardrobe person, but like I know like as you don't always have a definitive out time. I don't know how
Oh,
it is
no.
for wardrobe people.
Oh my gosh, no. So we're like
You probably have to be there
our day
afterwards,
is
right?
12 hours.
Yeah.
Like that's minimum. Like
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
minimum 12. And so you go into it like, okay, cool. Like I know it's going to be 12 hours today. Maybe 14, maybe 16, maybe
Right.
18. Like you
Right.
don't know.
So if you don't do it before, you're probably not
screwed.
going to get it done.
Yeah.
So you have to get it, and that's how I would do. Like
You're
I
screwed.
I love The Rock.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed.
Like I mean, everybody is.
I'm obsessed.
Every-
Is
he- you
is
should be.
Here? I'm like,
I hope. Yeah, actually,
"Okay."
Dwayne Johnson in the back. Come on out, Dwayne.
Oh my
Wouldn't
god.
that be awesome? But here's the thing. Okay, so you know, this like, I mean, I'm not going to be The Rock because he's one of a kind. But like, I want to have a home gym like The Rock's home gym,
Oh my god.
the Iron Paradise he calls it. But like, if he's not at home, well, now he has a gym built. Whose podcast? Someone was on my podcast when we were talking about this, but like he has a crew bring a replica of his gym when he's on a movie set.
I'll bring your gym too.
But like wherever he is, like I love when
Damn,
he
that's
is like
cool.
you're like he's on on the set of Jumanji or whatever. It's like, oh, what's up, guys? 3:30 here. Gotta get my workout in. Just be the hardest worker in the room. Blah. And like it's like, yeah, dude. Like
Seriously.
it's so cliche to people. Like, yeah, it's easy because he's. But it's like, no, dude. Like he could easily not fucking do that.
I know.
He could be like, I'm gonna sleep in today. I'm not gonna work out, but I'm the fucking Rock. I have to.
Yes.
And it's like, I do the same shit because one day I'm going to be like The Rock.
Yes.
And I think it's just important to build those habits now.
Agreed.
It's easier when you build it, but it's a lifestyle. Like you
It's a
said,
lifestyle.
it's a lifestyle.
Yes.
That's his lifestyle. It's your lifestyle. But it's just so cool to see like somebody spreading that kind of message. Like, just fucking work, man. Just get your ass up and fucking do it. Like, period.
Plus, honestly, like I touched on this earlier, but when I'm working out and running and working on fitness, whatever, like I feel like I'm a better person.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
For sure.
Like my work is better. Like
Mhm.
I have more energy. I'm like, I feel like I'm always very positive, but I'm even more positive. Like it's just everything just like overflows at that point. Like I feel like I'm on fire.
I'm not joking when I feel like when I say if I didn't, I could probably maybe not murder somebody, but do physical harm to somebody.
I'm right there with you. Yes, I'm right there with you.
Paul, how are those protein candies?
They're really good.
They are, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, they're
Yay.
really
I got
good.
Paul. They're not vegan, but I'd like you to try one if Rachel.
I'm down. I'm down.
They taste like M&Ms, but they are
Oh,
protein.
I thought they were M&Ms.
No, they look like M&Ms. Just try one.
Okay.
They're not vegan, so I don't want to kill you.
It's fine, but there's not meat in this.
I'm
right?
glad you like
That'd
these,
be like
Paul.
a sick joke.
Shout out to Muscle Farm. Look at actually, let's shut them on camera really quick. We're just plugging everybody. This is me being real. These brands do not sponsor
Oh my
me,
God.
but I love these. These are one of my favorite protein treats. I actually,
These are
they're
good.
called protein candies. They look like M&Ms, and it's like 10 grams of protein per bag, and I think 280 calories.
Okay, these
Yes.
are really good.
I told you, Ray. I'm sorry.
You're cool.
So I have to eat THC to help me fall asleep. So I
Yeah.
eat edibles before I go to sleep. But sometimes I don't always fall asleep, and then I get the munchies. And
you eat
instead of
those?
eating bad things, I'll fluctuate between those or like Halo Top or like just some kind of protein treat.
Yes.
There's so many good ones out there now.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones
I
ones you
know.
had. Like
I know. It's just chilling here. I'm gonna finish that.
just
too.
for me, it's just like I'm not cheating on my diet because I'm just eating protein snacks, and I eat
Yeah.
every 3 hours anyway, so it just works out. But
Yeah, and you don't track your calories, do you?
no,
Okay.
I just the one thing that I do track is like I just have to get enough protein
Yes.
every day. So as long as I get my 160 grams of protein,
Yes. 145.
look at you, I like it.
Mhm.
Do you weigh 145? Not like that's
No.
so you weigh
So
less.
I weigh less. I'm
So you get-
training for my first figure competition.
Oh, shut up!
Yes.
That's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different thing.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I'm running every day, forever, and I do Ironmans, and you know what? I'm just gonna do fucking figure now too. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
I'm dead serious.
So figure is
hard
you're in the bathing
work.
suit,
You're in a swimsuit. Yeah.
and figure's like the not as muscular one. Yes.
It's like so I'm doing like the bikini and I'm doing the WBFF, which is more. It's like a new federation,
Oh.
and so it's from Australia,
Oh.
and so they actually judge you on like your physique and also your style. So it's like, oh my god, like athlete,
hello.
like stylist, like holy crap, this is like fuck yeah, this is. My
Wait, when is
thing.
this?
Okay, so this is the kicker.
Okay.
It's in April, and
Uh-oh. We already know it's in
yeah,
April.
so it's my birthday. No, just,
Oh.
it is. Yeah,
When's your birthday?
April 17th.
I don't know what that means for constellations, but yeah, me neither.
Oh.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm supposed to be doing this figure competition, and I also do a lot of. I know you don't like the word influencer, but a lot of influencer stuff for Nike.
Wait, how did you know that? You listen
I
to one of
listen
my
to one of your
podcasts.
Yeah.
It's just a silly term, but okay.
No,
go
I
ahead.
know. Yeah. So I'm coming to terms with it, but yeah. So I do a lot of Nike influencer stuff, and I was at an event a couple weeks ago, and they're like, "You get a half marathon bib, and you get a half marathon bib." So we all got all these women. We got half marathon bibs to their race coming up in April, and it's literally
April
like
5th, LA Nike half marathon.
yes, and it's literally like the day after the figure competition.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna have to like push it back a little bit. So my plans have kind of shifted because
Okay.
that's tough. Like
Yeah,
to train
that's-
for a half and then
that's
like
not-
figure. So
Yeah, I'm doing it. Eric
Good.
Rivera is doing it. He's a comedian. And I think Jesus Trejo is also in the thing. He's also a comedian that his special will have probably dropped by then, so he'll probably be like borderline famous by then. So
Amazing.
it'll be like 2 famous comedians and then me.
awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get some other people too. It's a half marathon. It's 2 hours.
Yes.
Big deal.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So when you do the figure, you're gonna have to like cut out a lot of stuff from your diet,
A lot. Yeah.
and that's gonna be hard, I would think, with how much running you do.
Yes.
So that's gonna be
I
interesting.
know. So I'm working with my coach on that right now. She's like, "Really, Rae?" I'm like, "I know. I have a new coach for like the figure world. She's based in Australia,
Oh wow!
but she's like, Rae, we got to figure this out." I'm like, "I know. It's cool."
And then you're gonna have to get like super tan.
I know, super tan, like yeah, it's like it's a full thing. It's scary. It's so scary, but it's so out of my comfort zone. That's why I know I have to do it.
Fuck yes!
Yeah.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
That's where it all takes place.
Yes. That's 2020. That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Out of your comfort zone.
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
What else you got planned for 2020?
Just like crushing shit, man. Like, seriously, I've manifested so much this year with my career, with like being an athlete. So next year is just about kind of bringing everything to life.
When are you gonna like? Are you just gonna run every day forever?
You know what? I'm so happy you brought this up because I've let it slide like this last year. I haven't made it. I've made it a priority because I do it every single day.
Yeah.
But I haven't made it a priority where I'm like celebrating it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So next year, I really want to like maybe I don't like
Because you'll hit
have a race
you'll
or
hit
something.
you'll hit 2,000 obviously,
Yes.
and then you won't hit 2,500. But
No,
2,000's a lot.
maybe
still.
do like a race or like some kind of charity thing. Like do something with it and like really inspire people to be active and honestly to like get out of your fucking head. You know, like
For sure.
stand up, like move, and just to be active. And if I can bring this message and hit other people with it, like that's kind of my goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's that you're like kind of reiterating everything I say in general, because it's just I feel like that's what people need to do is just not think about it.
Yeah.
Make it a priority.
Don't overthink it.
And you don't have to run.
No, you don't have to be psycho.
Like her, you don't have to be so I'd say you don't have to be crazy like me and fucking hit the ropes for 30 minutes and
So
do
good.
like just find something that you like doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Something that gets you up. in the morning.
like whatever it might be. Like Paul was talking about, basketball. I was telling people about like back. I had a girl on my podcast a couple weeks ago that was talking about how like she goes dancing like to the club sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And dances for 4 hours. For me, it's
There
like
you go.
I add walks on top of everything else I do, like could be yoga. I mean, it could be a million things,
Yes.
but you like running. So that's
Yes.
why it's your thing. You like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm actually like not a runner though. Isn't that funny? I'm actually like not a runner.
I mean,
have, like,
you're a runner now.
Okay.
I hate to break it to you. You fucking run.
Okay.
50
Okay, cool.
marathons, dude. You're a runner. That's like
Okay, I'll
45
take it.
more than I've ran, I think.
I'll take it. But it didn't come easy for me. Like I
Yeah.
had to really work for it. And so people are like, well, you just get up and do this and do that. I'm like, I do, but it doesn't mean that it's easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. You know, and
Yeah.
there's blood, there's sweat, there's tears, there's injuries. I mean, there's things that happen, but it like betters you as a person, and you learn like how to push through obstacles and like these challenges.
It translates, I know it's cliche, but it's come up numerous times, like you pushing through like your runs and your fitness and whatever. I think I know it translates to like work ethic, career wise.
Oh my
I mean, look
gosh.
at what all the cool shit you're doing now. You know, you're working on fucking TV shows and
Right.
film, like all kinds of shit. Like you're doing great as what you do. And there's parallels. Like it's not you can't be lazy and accomplish all those
Right.
things. You just can't.
But see now, like I feel like I'm like so ambitious, like to a fault now.
Yeah.
That it's like I'm waking up earlier. I'm like, I don't need to get up at 3:30.
What time do you go to sleep?
I've been like, I was like the 8:30 girl for a while,
Okay,
but now it's
yeah.
like 10.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you still wake up at 3.
Well, I was kind of psycho for a little bit. I'm like, I'm gonna do more with my day, and that didn't fly. Like that just didn't fly for very
You're
long.
right, Paul. You sound like you're dying.
He's gonna wake up at 3 with me tomorrow. We're gonna go to the gym.
Are you familiar with Tim Ferriss?
No, you're bringing all these people up that I need to.
He wrote
like,
this book called The
I feel like I
4
live under a rock.
4-Hour Workweek,
Oh,
but it's basically like getting as much done in a short period of time as you can. But like, there's a method to it. But it's a good read.
I
Too.
like that.
Yeah, he has a
No,
podcast too. But
I was just thinking this morning. I'm like, we're all busy.
yeah,
And like with fitness and things, like when I go to the gym, I don't know how long your workout is. Mine can range from like an hour to like 2 hours.
yeah. I mean, on average, I'd say I spend about 2 hours every day.
Yeah,
But that's
it's a
like
commitment.
that's like warm up, cool down, lifting, whatever cardio I choose to do that day. You know, foam rolling, like
Right.
all those other, like that's all part of it.
Yes,
So like of actual work, like maybe like an hour and a half or something.
I love it.
like, yeah, but like it's specific. I'm not,
Yeah.
you know.
So you spend like your 2 hours, and then you like we have our jobs. We're doing this. We're doing that. I've also learned, and this has been a hard learn. I'm sure you've learned this too, but being an athlete and like in the fitness space, if I'm surrounded by like negative people, even in my job or like on the street or like my friends,
Yeah.
it drains you, and so
Definitely.
my performance is like hindered.
Mhm.
So just in the last 6 months, I've kind of like cut that negative energy and like those ties, and I really feel like I'm at my best shape of my life right now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's the I'm gonna butcher the actual. This is also I think from Tim Ferriss, but it's like you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily mean like your best friends or like, but like let's say like for me, I listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and I also listen to Gary Vee a lot.
Yes.
But then like my girlfriend's super positive, and I try to surround myself with like comics that I enjoy being around. But like that is a thing. Of,
Totally.
Like I mean it's cliche because people like use the term toxic and this, but it's like
Right.
yeah, dude, like I don't like. There's comedians that just sit around and bitch all day long
Right.
about
Why?
jobs they're not getting, this and that, instead of being like, okay, well, you know what? I should be writing more. I should like kind of like what I'm doing. Not that I'm whatever, but like this comedy club is not going to book me. So you know what I'll do? I'm going to reach out to another venue in that city, set up my own show, sell my own tickets,
Love it.
and probably, if I'm being honest, because this happened to me a couple weeks ago, make more money in that show than I would have made if I worked at that comedy club in that city.
I love it.
So instead of like, you know, bitching about it and being
Yeah.
negative. It's like, no, fuck it. I'll just do it myself. I don't need you.
Oh my gosh, we are like best
No,
friends.
I know.
We like think the same way.
No, you guys
Yeah.
are witnessing. We're best friends now. What's that movie? Step Brothers? Do we just become best friends? I think so. But it's so true. Like, I mean, I definitely, my my girlfriend has a good amount to do with it because she has like this. She's from the country. She's from Oklahoma, and like no matter what, it's just always like she gives me like tough love, but at the same time, she's just a kind, genuine person, selfless, and I think like I try to be selfless. I'm very selfish in a lot of ways in my life, but like just having that around me all the time has really helped me just become like a better person. Because like perfect example, I'm not gonna get super political, but like post election 2016, like I was online just talking shit to everybody on Facebook. Fuck you, fuck Trump, blah, like whatever. I mean everybody was. But then she came in one day and she's just like, "Hey man, like, what do you like? Who are you?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I just go in all these things on Twitter and like this and that. Like, I got like my Twitter disabled for like a while. I feel like a lot of us did." And she was just like, "What is that like gonna?" And I'm like, "You're right, man." She's like, "Just ignore it or just like say something nice in return and kill them with kindness." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, but it does have a lot to do with the people that you surround yourself with."
It does,
Yeah.
100%.
I like it.
Yeah.
Can I want to ask you a question before we
Of
leave
course.
because you run a lot. What shoes do you run in?
Oh my gosh. Well, obviously Nike because I will not wear anything else.
Uh-huh.
So right now I'm on a Zoom Fly Kick, in the Vaporfly, which
Okay.
is like the fancy like running shoe.
Uh-huh. Is that the one that's supposed to like the one that they were like they banned for like a second?
Yes.
Or like when they released it, it wasn't legal on the race course.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. You like those?
I like those.
More than the
'Cause they're
Epic
light.
React?
So I have a pair of Epic Reacts,
Uh-huh.
and then I also have this new shoe. It's not out yet. It comes out in January.
Oh shit, flexing.
It's called the Infinity React, and it helps with like injury prevention and like really getting like peak results.
It's called the Infinity React.
Yeah,
What's the one with the little balls underneath?
the Joyride.
Joyride. There
I
you go.
haven't tried those.
Okay.
They remind me of like Dippin' Dots. Sorry, Nike. They remind me of like Dippin' Dots a little bit.
And I look at it and I'm like, I don't know if this is like like I said, I love Nike. I won't run anything else. And like runners will try to argue with me. No, Nike does it. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I fucking love these. Like they're like, oh, it's New Balance or it's Asics or I'm like, or like those ones that come with the big old what's it, Hoka or whatever.
The Hoka. Yeah,
they have
I tried that one. It actually broke my toe.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Fuck Hoka. It's
Yeah.
all about Nike. Okay, so does it depend on how long you're running? What shoe you choose?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
See, that's spoken like a true professional runner,
Yes.
even though she doesn't want to admit she's a runner.
I know.
So I gotta look out for this fucking Infinity React. Holy shit.
January.
What's the price point? Like $2 bills?
Oh, yeah, 3. No, I'm just kidding. Probably like 150, 140.
Because the React, the Epic React, are I think
170.
I think they're 150.
Okay, they'll probably be They'll probably
let's
like
see.
150. That's like a safe bet.
I have like a whatchamacallit. Sorry guys, this is dead air. I have like I get 30% off Nike because I'm a Nike training pro or something.
I love that.
I love it too because I get 30% off everything. But I think the Epic Fly Knits are
170 maybe.
sorry guys, dead air. We're gonna get out of here. Nike Epic React, 150. There's the other one.
It'll probably be like 150.
I feel like, okay, I like it.
But they're very similar. Like like a Swift Ride, super soft.
Is this one supposed to be softer?
I would say like more responsive and like stability when you need it. If that makes sense. I'm a neutral runner.
Yeah.
But
Me too. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah. Paul doesn't.
Okay, that's fine. But like some people do have like some kind of what's it, pronation or supination or whatever, or they hit with their heel first or whatever.
Yes, you can roll in, roll out.
So everybody's different.
Everyone's different, and so
and that's important.
I mean, what works for me might not work for you.
Correct.
So I think it's so
Same.
important, yeah,
Mhm.
to like get fitted and just to figure out what works for your foot.
And
Yeah.
most, if I'm not mistaken, like we're just promoting Nike because we're Nike people. Most Nike places have like the treadmill where you can, and then the
Yes.
person that works there will be like
Yes.
here, because like running
Oh my gosh.
running stores have that, but like every Nike store has that now too, right?
Yes, you know what's so funny? I actually helped roll that out.
Oh, really?
So I'll go in and
I
people won't
remember we
even
had it-
offer it to me.
We had it in
I'm
Beverly
like,
Hills.
God damn it! I'm the one that like helped start this. And people like
I
aren't even
remember when
helping
we
me.
had it.
Yes.
And I was like, well, yeah, I could help you guys with this, but
Yeah.
oh,
I
that's
know.
cool.
It's like a full on thing.
They don't give you
but-
credit. You know what? I don't
No.
get credit for, and no one's ever gonna believe me. This will be the first time I've announced this on this podcast. You know how like when you hear the song "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer," Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, and then people go, "Reindeer have a very shiny nose like a light bulb." I actually invented that
Ah.
30 fucking 5 something years ago, and no one ever gives me credit, and it's whatever.
Oh man, you were just a tiny babe with like such big ideas.
Yeah, no one, but like it stuck, and no one ever gave me credit, and like I feel like I should get like residuals or royalties, but like I've never like I didn't know about that back then. I didn't know it was gonna take. Like every time you hear kids singing like that, just know that I came up with those
Yeah.
funny things in between.
Yeah, Peter did that.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I was innovative at that young age. Okay, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Rae Run Love. That's RaeRunlove.
Uh huh.
Yes.
And then, do you have anything cool coming up that maybe people can? This will come out a week from today.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I come run the Nike half with me.
Yeah,
in
April 5th.
April 5th.
Is it a Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm like yeah.
I think it's a
I'm
Sunday.
like so
I'm running it.
positive. Yeah.
Ray's running it.
It's gonna be so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be so fun.
What's the course?
It's gonna be downtown.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not running the. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna
We
be
are.
downtown.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
flat though, so that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, come run with
Okay.
me.
And then follow her because she's been running for 1,800
Yes,
straight
follow
days,
me.
and she's gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. If you have any any questions, come
Yeah, hit her up. She knows more about it
find
than
me.
I do.
Yeah.
If you were training for an Ironman or something for some
You
reason,
need some motivation.
Yeah.
I'll give you that kick in the ass.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm
Thank you
so
for
glad
having
we got to
me.
have you in. Thanks for listening, you guys. And go to my website, www.petersurs.com. And go to elixicure.com. Sorry, I forgot to mention it during the podcast. Use my code 10 pounds. And these are CBD creams and wipes that help with pain relief that don't get you high. It's just CBD, guys. Relax. And thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. And this has been the Camera Adds 10 Pounds. See you later. Bye.